Chapter 2. A large black crow cawed twice as it landed on the shoulder of the decrepit scarecrow. The eastward breeze swayed the tips of the stalks back and forth across the cornfield as it mimicked the peaceful surf of the ocean. In the distance, a Nebraska farm sat against a rapidly darkening autumn sky. Faded thunder rolls drew nearer by the moment. Lightning-charged clouds conducted a dancing ballet across the heavens. The crow jumped and cocked its head in a startled response to an extraordinary maze of light crackling downward upon the earth. It cawed again and then leapt into flight, landing a few moments later on the weathered seat of the old John Deere. The tireless tractor sat abandoned beside the aged red barn. Parked in front of the old tractor was a much newer model, fully clad in the unmistakable green with yellow letters. Derek and Andrea were lying comfortably on a heaping stack of hay that was situated in the loft of the barn. Derek had a piece of hay hanging out of his mouth. He fingered his unusually warm emerald amulet, which hung around his neck, as he spread out and sank in as far into the stack as his weight would allow. At his side was a bandana, with all four corners tied together wrapped around two large peaches. Derek was 17, experienced with a tractor, and old enough to possess a driver's license, but still not quite old enough to take Uncle Ken's truck into town for a few groceries, as told to him many times by his Uncle Ken. Life stinks, you know. Why can't he let me just drive into town? I've been driving his precious tractor for 4 years now, and never even as much as scratched it or ran out of gas. I could so handle that old beaten-down pickup. He took the hay out of his mouth and threw it onto the floor. I wish he'd listened to Aunt Frida. She knows I'm responsible enough. Bucks. Andrea, his down-the-street neighbor and longtime best friend, was sprawled out on the opposite side. Must be about time to go home, she said, raising her arm to look at her watch. How did I know? That's rich, Andy. How would you know? Your battery died 2 weeks ago. Andrea was a year younger, but far beyond her years in maturity. She was the eldest of 5. Her siblings comprised of 1 younger sister and 3 younger brothers. She hung out with Derek simply because he was the only one around for 2 miles who was anywhere close to her age. Besides, his abhorrence for boredom, accompanied by his sense of adventure, culminated to keep the 2 of them busy when chores were finished early. The 2 of them placed themselves just so on the haystack to be able to look out the loft door and watch the storm roll in. Oh, good grief. Stop your whining, Derek. He's probably just being protective. What? I don't need him protecting me. I'd be fine. I guarantee it. I was talking about his truck, genius. Don't you remember when you set fire to the side of Old Man Cutter's barn? That was over 3 years ago, dang it. I'm 17 now. Besides, that was his grandkid's fault. He didn't light any matches to my recollection. In fact, all I remember is him daring you. No, he double-dog dared me, Andy. Oh Lord, here we go again. She sighed, rolling her eyes. Chapter 3.